Hi there, beautiful souls. Welcome back to my channel, a place where I speak about all things spirituality, esotericism, and self-transformation. My name is Fatih, and I'm an astrologer on a mission to make astrology simple, fun, practical, and above all things, comprehensible. And because I want to share more astrology on this channel, I want to create a new mini-series called Astro Tea Time. This name was actually chosen by my Instagram community, so thank you Instagram community for helping me out. And by the way, if you do not follow me on Instagram, make sure to head over there because I share a lot of behind the scenes and some of the personal things that I go through in my own spiritual journey. You can also connect with me and ask me more direct questions, of course. But anyways, in this mini-series that I'm going to be starting, I'm going to be answering some of the famous questions that I receive as a professional astrologer, and some of them are hilarious, others are on point and very accurate, and I would love to answer all of those. But before we begin that mini-series, I wanted to first make this video to debunk some of the myths that just cloud over the head of astrology and that are just so false. We're gonna need to get rid of all of that, okay? We're gonna deconstruct your brain. We're gonna unlearn some of the things that you think are true about astrology, and we can start fresh from there. You know, we're gonna have a clean slate, a clean canvas where we can make some art, okay? So without any further ado, let's start with number one. First myth about astrology is that astrology is what you read in the newspaper. Oh boy, guys, I can never stress this enough. Astrology and horoscopes are two completely different things. Astrology is not a trend. This is not something recent. This is not something that can be summarized in a 12 section newspaper page. No, this is a science and an art form that is here for thousands of years, and there's several branches, and no matter the branch we're speaking about, Vedic, Chinese, Hellenistic, modern, any type of astrology that we're looking at has so many multiple layers of understanding. So horoscopes is really just one small fraction of that, and most things that you read online or on magazines are not even real horoscopes. They cannot be accurate. They are very general, they're very broad, and they do not represent what astrology is all about. The second myth about astrology that most people believe is that the sun sign is all there is to astrology. And this is even more famous, I believe, more widespread than the first myth. And I was in this category too. I thought that my sun sign was everything about me, and I didn't relate to it much until I started doing my research. And I talked about this in my first video about astrology, where I shared my story and how I started learning astrology. I'm gonna link that up here. But no, guys, no, the sun is only a tiny fraction. And the moment I started learning that there is much more to our birth chart, to our own psyche and energy than the sun, everything changed, and astrology became much more creepily accurate. So let me just show you what the sun looks like in a birth chart. This that you see here is your sun. The rest of what you're looking at is every other aspect, asteroid, house, planet that you have. And the relationship between all of these elements is what makes you you. So if you are looking to understand yourself and what the stars have in store for you, I highly recommend you book a professional birth chart reading. You can do this with me if you resonate with my way and approach to astrology. I will leave the link in the description box. But if you are on a budget or unsure about, just what you'll get in a professional birth chart reading, I also have a free guide for you that can help you read your own birth chart. This is absolutely free. You can grab it, you can spend some time reading and discovering more about yourself. This is a self-love practice, guys. And no, you are not just your sun, you are not just your moon, your rising, you are all these elements combined together. The third misconception about astrology that I want to debunk with you guys today is that the sun sign can give you indications of compatibility in love relationships. Ooh Ooh la la, this is something that drives me nuts whenever I hear people say it, because to me this is, of course, this is along the lines of the first and second misconception. People believe that their sun is all there is to them and to other people. So they kind of shoot themselves in the foot and sometimes sabotage what could possibly be life-changing romantic or friendship relationships in their lives by just thinking, oh no, he's a Taurus, he's an Aries, I don't get along with these people, so they move on. Let me tell you, the only thing in astrology, and I'm gonna bring my sass out for this one, the only thing in astrology that can tell you if you're compatible with someone or not is a branch, a specific branch in astrology called synastry. This is when you take your own birth chart and another person's birth chart and you collide these two things. So if you think your birth chart is complicated and looks like a foreign math problem, you have never seen a synastry chart before. So this is what it looks like. But overall, this is the only thing that can tell you if you're compatible with someone or not. Moreover, I'm going to go even further than that. Even in synastry, it doesn't really tell you if you're compatible per se or not. It tells you if you have certain traits that make it easier to get along, if you can be toxic for each other, what's the type of energy in play. But even in the worst type of energies at play, there is always a lesson to be learned. There's nothing deterministic about astrology, or at least the astrology that I study and that I teach to people and that I believe in. So don't fall for those, very limiting people who tell you, no, you cannot talk to this person because this or that. That's not the case. So there's two case scenarios. If you want to know if you're compatible with someone, either invest in a synastry birth chart reading, or shut the fuck up and trust your intuition and inner voice. And I brought my sassy self to tell you this, but I feel like people kind of need to hear it. The fourth myth about astrology that I want to debunk with you guys today is that astrology is fated, and that the stars are some sort of guidebook that tells us exactly what's going to happen in our life. No. No, this does not happen that way. This may be controversial to some very, hardcore traditional astrologers who believe in fate, in a very deterministic way, but hear me out. Astrology tells you how and what is in play. And astrology is never, descendant. This is not the stars affecting us here on Earth, poor humans who actually are just like the waves, caught in a flow of energy that is tremendously bigger than them. No. What's in play in the universe reflects what's in play within our own universe. The macrocosm and the microcosm are the same. The axiom that you keep on hearing me saying, as above, so below, as without, so within, this is what astrology is based on. It's inner correspondences, and everything that is at play cosmically reflects what is at play in our own inner selves. So do not be fooled if you see a hard transit, some sort of Mercury retrograde or whatever. It's not the end of the world. It's not. It's just literally not. It's like looking at, a weather forecast and reading, oh, it's gonna rain tomorrow, and start being depressed and, feel like you're gonna die and it's the end of the world. It's not the case. You just get a raincoat, you get yourself an umbrella, and you'll be fine. You'll be actually more than fine. You'll be prepared. So you will not only know, while no one else knows, that there's going to be rain, but you're going to have a tool that can help you and assist you to not get wet. The same goes for astrology. Astrology gives you ways and tools to better navigate certain negative feelings that may come up, some sudden events that may unravel. And there's always something negative going on in the sky, okay? There's always something that's gonna go bad, that's going south, that's, fucked up, that's in retrograde, whatever. So all you have to do is be prepared and take everything that you receive with a pinch of salt. This is not fixed. This energy is not 100% going to be, presented to you this way. There's a million ways the same energy can express itself. All you have to do is be prepared and trust the process. And last but not least, the myth number 5 that I want to debunk with you guys today is astrology is not scientifically proven. Oh my god. The people who say this are very, very specific people, because let me tell you, I'm an astrologer, right? But I'm a very reasonable person, and I have lots of people in my surroundings, some of my best friends, they don't believe in this at all. And I totally understand them, because it's a choice, it's a matter of choice. It's like believing in God or not. At the end of the day, you have the free will to decide what you want to believe in. But the moment you start attacking and looking down on the people who do not share your values, we have a problem. And I'm gonna bring my hat, my sassy hat on again, and ask you a few very specific questions. First of all, the people who believe that astrology is based on supernatural woo-woo stuff, they forget that most astrologers do not believe, not most astrologers, but a big portion of astrologers, they do not believe in God. This is a system. This is not something related to a belief system. This is a system related to cause and effect. So you can be very rational about astrology, trust me. You can be very, very rational about it. The second thing is those people who come as astrologers and say that, it's impossible, science is real, and astrology is not. They assume that we don't believe in science, while actually, they have never picked up an astrology book. Give me the name of one astrologer that you know. Give me the book that you read about astrology that made you think that it is not rational. All they know, all they hear about astrology comes from magazines like Cosmo or, Miss Fashion Nova, whatever. And they think that what they know, the little things that they know, is all there is to astrology. You cannot think that something is not scientific or fake or false until you do your research. So the moment you do your research, then we can talk. Then there's another point that's very interesting with these people who think that astrology is not scientific. They forget that historically, astrology is based on one of the most scientific thing ever, observation. People, our elders, they observed kings, family dynasties, newborn children, how the cosmic events affected animals, crops, people over thousands and thousands of years. They have documented all of this, and they have acted as data scientists today. Why is it that these people who think that astrology is not scientifically proven, they have an app in their phone that tells them when it is a good time to invest in stock market, and they believe that that is accurate, but that somehow, humans are not the same. You cannot predict with astrology, you cannot be impacted by anything other than yourself, but other things can. Why? Why is so? This is very, very weird, and I believe that it stems from this fake dualistic worldview, 2D worldview, where you have science versus spirituality. And to these people, they cannot make sense of a world where these two things go together. Most famous astrologers that we now study are scientists, mathematicians, physicists. They were people who had very serious works, and science and spirituality to them were going hand in hand. They never had a problem with that. So why is it a problem to you? Or is it some of the things that you learned that are wrong and that give you this fake opinion about astrology, this negative view? Wow. Well, I spoke a lot today, and I got a lot of sassy things out, so I hope you found that educational and entertaining. But anyways, thank you so much for watching, and stay tuned to my future astrology series, Astro Tea Time. This is going to be a beautiful, beautiful new adventure for me and you. So make sure to subscribe, hit the notification bell, follow me on Instagram, do your thing, and until then, I wish you a very blessed week. Bye bye.